Welcome to Weaving New Paths, Conversations with Visionaries. I'm your host, Grandmother Sharon Raji Maynard. Each week, we sit with individuals who followed a calling, who turned idea into healing, creativity, and change. Their stories remind us that every dream matters. You matter. And that new pathways are being woven every day. Thank you for joining us. Let's step into today's conversation. Welcome, listeners. Weaving New Paths is a podcast of voices who remember that creation begins with a whisper. And I'm Sharon Raji Maynard, host, and I'm sitting with Caryn MacGrandle today. Yay, to hear her story. I'm so glad. As you listen, you may be reminded of what has bubbled up for you to birth, because every dream of integrity changes the fabric of life, and our lives so need changing right now. So Caryn, thanks for being with me today. I'm excited for our conversation.
Me too.
So you had a vision many years ago, and it's taken a lot of effort first to bring it forth and to bring it where it is now. So go back and share, what was that idea? What was the bubbling for you?
Mhm. Well, and I actually don't want to spend too much time on the past, only to get us to this spot very quickly because I'm so excited about the future and what it holds. But I, like so many other people that I have heard and ran into, I hit a point in my life when, approaching my second divorce, fourth child, struggling, no support network, and long story short, I found women's circles. And through women's circles, I found goddess spirituality. And at the same time, I had this thought, my now ex-husband, but he worked in the mobile app field. And he was looking for a job and started a company. And I thought, oh my gosh, there needs to be a directory for this. There needs to be some way we can find these amazing circles and events and resources and all of that. And so I started the app. I have worked on it now. It's been about a dozen years. It's been basically my personal funds that have gone into it. I basically finally got it in the black, and then I've added a couple new features that I'm leaning forward again. But that's what we do, right? We lean forward,
You
and
move
it
forward.
gets me up in the morning. I work another job from 7 in the morning until 4:30, but I get up every single morning well, not Sunday. I take one day off. But every other day, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I work on the app for 2 to 3 hours. And, I have people tell me I'm crazy,
Yeah.
but I can't imagine not doing it. And I honestly, it's given me back so much more than I've given. I can't even begin to say how grateful I am for it every single day. And especially in these times when we look out on the world or we get on social media or we read the news and we're so disheartened by a lot of what we see, and we have to stay aware and be aware of all of that. But to then have this network that I've been able to form and have helped others to form to where we can get together and see this new world that needs to be built. I just feel, lucky every day.
When you say the app, what is that? Our
Oh,
listeners may not know.
it's called the Divine Feminine app. So it is based at the divinefeminine.app.com website. It can also be found in Apple or Google Play as a smartphone app as well. And there's lots of different facets. We've been adding things as we go. In fact, I want to show you my latest. And Sharon and I were talking a little bit before we started, and she mentioned leaders, and I had the chills because this morning we've been talking about this new function I have on the app called a Wayshower Finder of taking the women who have put their profile on the app and giving women choice that you just pick which words are jumping out at you, and then it gives them a way shower and you can connect with them. And that's what I was doing this morning when I was taking a break from work. I was just randomly picking words that jumped out at me, and then it would give me their information, and I was like connecting with them on Instagram or Facebook. But I'm just like, you know, the web. We hear of course, there's the internet, the web,
Mm-hmm.
but long before there was the internet, there was our web.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And building and feeling that web of connection between all of us, and helping us all feel that more strongly is such a worthy endeavor.
You mentioned that you had the idea maybe a dozen years ago. So that would be like maybe 2014. Do you have a date?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Let me tell you 2014. So as I have said many times, I found that there was a lot of truth that I needed for my clients in my life that I had to get through spiritual teachings. I'm a mystic shawoman. That's why I call myself mystic, because answers came from off planet. My question to my teacher, Sananda Christ, was: is there an overall purpose, a mission for souls who birth into female bodies? And thinking not. And the answer was yes. They were, females were designed, created and assigned to lead, set policy, um, guard that policy, birth new ideas. They are the leaders. And I went, oh my gosh. Now, this came through probably in maybe 2010. And then in 2011, I understood the power center for that action, for that mission, is the solar plexus, which is for in my work is guarded and held with Sophia Lilith, that says, I own this space by divine assignment. I accept it, and everything in this space must align to the values that bring benefit, something like that. That's the Sophia. That's the authority. Women are the authorities. Men are the nurturers. So when you, and I had an idea, we needed to have a way for women to find other women who were designing projects, ideas that they might want to be involved with, that they could come on board to the project, they could help fund the project, and that idea has been with me. I've shared it with women leaders all through the years. We all agree it was needed, but none of us had the expertise to put it together. And so Wayshowers, to me, is the outcome of that vision, that women are calling into being from that unconscious web that's awakening again. That's my take. So here you are with Wayshowers on this app that has, I'll assume you have deepened greatly, rooted deeply as you stood for and with this app through very difficult times. Tell me about that, and then we'll go on to Wayshowers. The difficulties, what it deepened you in what? The resolve?
I don't want to talk about the difficulties. I want to talk about the synchronicities, Sharon.
I
Oh my
will.
God, I had chills when you said that about the way showers and the leaders, because I was just talking this more. You want me to go back to the difficulties? Am I?
I just want you to, I just want to point out that the difficulties you went through deepened your commitment to stand for an app for women, a way for women. You didn't buy, you were not sold out. You deepened, and that brings benefit, not just to your app and the Wayshowers. It brings benefit to women, can be attracted to something that is solidly in integrity. That's what
Well,
I.
I'm going to tell you, it's funny because one of my motivators, and I've found that what has really helped me in life is to find these little moments or glimpses or pictures of things that lift you up. And one of mine is I had an astrologer one time tell me that I had a Star of David in my chart, and they said that that was very unique, and they said that a lot of you might. It doesn't happen very often, and sometimes if you have that in your astrological chart, if you have a nice, comfortable life, whatever.
Mhm, mhm,
But if you are, you need the tension to make things happen. And that tension, I mean, I'm not going to tell you, but when I was struggling with my second marriage, I would get up in the morning and I would put my mind on this because it
mhm,
was like that This Way by Clarissa
mhm.
Pinkola says, this way, this way, this way, life, that way, death.
Yeah,
And every single day I would say, yeah, I'm not ready to die. I'm not, and so I would walk the other way towards life.
yeah, yeah. And the result is a stronger rootedness in integrity. And tell us about Wayshowers. Yeah.
So anyhow, so what I was saying that was giving me chills is because I had done so there's lots of different facets now to the app. One of them is the blog, which we have a lot of articles on. I've put this new feature, which we use the profiles from the app. And let me check that. So I did a blog article and I put together a picture and I just pulled some pictures that I had readily available in my computer, and then, of course, I went and asked the beautiful women I know that if I could use that picture. And
Mhm.
one of them came back and said, "No, I'm not comfortable calling myself a wayshower.
Ah.
I don't want to be labeled, I'm not that." And it brought me back to a time that, and I cannot even remember where or who said it, but I was in some meeting, and I have always been. In fact, I had an old boss who said I was quiet persistence. And I've always been, someone who tried to like balance out things and encourage other people to participate. And, I wanted everybody to participate, everybody to come to the table, everybody to bring their gifts. And, I've always been pushing towards that. And I remember I was in a meeting sometime and kind of going along that lines, and it wasn't really working out as it should. And there's another woman, she's like, God damn it, Caryn, just lead, lead. And that was a moment that I realized we are here to lead.
Yeah.
Sharon, we are here to lead. And that is because women lead in a different way than a man. We lead power within, not power over. We lead not with ego, but with nurturance, with strength, with fierceness, protective, but still seeing what everybody does well
Mhm.
and trying to allow, or handle what they don't do so well. So, this is something I've been given. This app is the
Mhm.
ability to do this. There's so many things in the world that I don't do well. I know a lot of them now. But this is something I do well. And I've gotten to the point in my life, I'm not afraid to say that, and I'm not afraid to put it out there. And yes, I know so many women who can bring so much to the world as a leader. And it's time that we stood up and did that in a feminine way. In
Mhm.
the past, a lot of the leaders, even if they've been feminine, they've been leading in a male way, ego driven and kind of bully and kind of aggressive. A woman leads in a completely different way.
She does.
So,
She does.
and,
There's the
oh God.
ability of a woman to see a broader picture, and it's because our leadership is about birthing communities, families where good is woven for everybody. And the male mind has more of a focus because they're the nurturers. It was intended that they feel from their heart, discern from their heart, where do they want to put their resources? Where do they want to shovel the dirt? What project do they want to bring their energy to? And so the fact that men need to get back in touch with their heart for a whole different conversation. Women need to get in touch with their power, and it's the power of women to design, to for the good of all, and the male driven by his heart, not power over, which is the crippled and the crippled patriarchy. So
Yeah.
yeah. So where are you now? What are you doing?
Well, let me show you. I'm so excited to show you. So let me just show you while we're on here. So
Mhm.
this is well, let's go here. So the app itself, and if you start at the divinefeminine.app.com, and it will
Mhm.
bring you to this page. And then if you say find a circle near me, this will bring you to the app itself. And
Okay.
down here, I'm not going to bore you with all of this. I have lots of YouTube little how to use
Yes.
examples,
Yes.
but you'll see right here member profile. So when you go here, view all, and I have always said if you're going to put me on a desert island, give me these women. I
Yes.
won't leave. I won't leave. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. Bye, kids. Bye, partner. I'm kidding. I'll bring them with me. But
Yeah.
these are Wayshowers. And so what I did, and I know that this part of the app is not getting the use it could. We send out circles and events and retreats in an email. Uh,
Uh-huh.
but this does not get as much traffic. So I created this another function and it says find your way shower. And by that, what I mean about way shower is not, come here, stand in line, you have to go my way. No,
Correct.
right. A way shower is somebody that uh, you know, that catches your eye and you're like, whoa, she's got her shit together.
Hmm. Hmm.
you know that
Yeah.
especially in today's world where so many people are struggling and so much about our culture is not working, that when you run into these women and you see that they have found ways over this past decade, 2 decades, that's what it gives us permission to live our stories. It gives us ideas. Most of us are not well, let me show you the rest of this and then we'll go back to, I'll take
Sure.
this off so that we can talk without this.
Uh-huh.
But down here, and I've been doing this
Ah.
morning. I have been having so much fun with this.
Yeah.
So there's just words, and you
Right.
say, what's calling to you right now. So let's just say, drumming.
Hmm.
And then you come down here, and Paula Newman, Skomsky, Sharon Chomsky. I don't even know most of these women, but that's the really cool thing
Yes.
is
Yes.
I've been connecting. So here's sacred dance facilitator devoted to embodied ritual, feminine wisdom, and ancient mystical traditions. Click on Instagram. Here she is. I'm already
Yeah.
following her, which is cool. But
Yeah.
this morning, instead of this, this scroll I do, and a lot of times when you get on social media, you're just scrolling whatever's popular or sponsored or paid for,
Hmm. Hmm.
what I did this morning is I connected with I just would put like words that were calling to me. And you can even go here and show different words. And then you can say like astrology, Celtic, moon. And
Uh-huh.
here's another. So, and then you can go
Yeah.
there. And I went to, oh, that one. And I am going to say this is beta, and we do have
Yeah.
links that are not working. So
Yeah.
let me know if but here's another one. Let's see if this one works. And there we go.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and then I was like, okay, I went and listened to some of them. And,
Hmm.
I put some comments in there. Interact with these,
Exactly.
that's, you know, that is what I wanted. When I started the app, I wanted my passion for it was to have a women's circle that women could regularly go to in their neighborhood.
Hmm.
As
Hmm.
many of these as we could, that women could go and have sustenance and support and inspiration in their neighborhood. And here we are 12 years later, we're still pretty far from that. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
another thing, yeah, that I saw even with these way showers, I've been surprised at how many of them don't have that local network yet.
Yeah. The the other thing that comes to mind is on those days when you're feeling like overwhelmed and alone, instead of using oracle cards, you could use a wayshower,
Yes.
and it might be a word that's in their profile or a video that they're posting. It might be just something, but it's a person to person now.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
when you say back to them, what I love to see when I'm interacting on social media is, people push the like hand or heart or whatever, but it is so much more powerful when they leave some words. Now we've made a different kind of energy connection.
Yes.
You know, so this is exciting. This is, that you have already a way to go into the app and find those things near you, right?
Yes.
And you also have online events that are in there that people, if they don't want to travel or not going to travel and they want to be involved, there's online events too. Is there a way, like for example, if somebody has a project, well, let's use Minnesota. Minnesota there's a lot of on grassroots different support systems for what they're dealing with. So if I wanted to find someone in, because they might not be invited right now onto the Divine app because they might not think about that. But can we find people like I want to support someone in Minnesota who's helping with something? I mean, can we do that?
Funny you should ask.
Oh, yay!
Well, we just did this as well. So here is the app, and it says enter info event, and you go on here,
Yeah.
and it says events featured on newsletters, and that's kind of what
Uh-huh.
the initial app and the emails has been about that. This is where I live, and
Oh,
it
okay.
shows you which events are here. But
Uh-huh.
also, what you can do now is we have the local web. So you click on this tab
Wow.
right here on the right, and you see these different places that are here in the area.
In whatever area.
Yes.
So they
So
can find those things.
yes, so you can go in and put, if you have a connection, add to the
Mhm.
local web. If you have a connection to, a 50501 organization that is organizing, activities, or maybe a universal church that is doing
Mhm.
different things, you can go in and put them here on the local web. You can put in
So that they
sacred
can be found.
sites. You could put in metaphysical books or stores, or you can put in a wide variety of things that that we can then like find these places.
That's, it's so interesting because what was it, 15 years ago or so when I said, this is what we need. And I talked to many women leaders who are very old now, like me. And we do. I mean, that you have it. And again, I really want to applaud you because you have held integrity around this app. You have held it in, oh, I want to cry about that because so many other social medias are not that. And so, yay!
That means,
Wow,
that
Caryn.
means a lot. That means a lot. And I like to think I've given this up. I gave it up 1,000 times. I was like, what are you doing? You're spending all this money. You're not making money.
Yeah.
And then I picked it back up 1,001,
Yeah.
and I finally got to this place where every time I would give up hope, something would happen. Somebody would reach out in an email and say, thank you for this. I found
Mhm.
somebody. I
Yeah.
connected. I moved here and I found this circle that I went to. I had
Mhm.
my son, somebody he had dated in high school, and he just reconnected with them. He went and saw them, and she said, "Tell your mom, by the way, that I love her app." She goes, "Yeah." She was like, because I had told her about it, and this was
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago, and she
Uh,
goes, "It changed my life. I started
mm.
going to women's circles,
Wow.
and
Amazing.
I mean, money can't buy that,
No, no, no. So
No,
tell
purpose,
our,
meaning, passion, those are the things that get you up in the morning.
yeah, yeah. And it started with a whisper that you listened to.
Yes.
So what's the best way for people to connect with you or your work? Just,
The best way is to go to the divinefeminineapp.com. And
Mm-hmm.
it will take you to the app, the dfapp.com. You can search from anywhere, on the Google. We've been around long enough that you can get to us. There are many ways to get to us.
Okay. Right. And I think on the app, you can certainly be a member and use the app free. And you can also be supportive. You have a donation button, a subscription button, if people choose. Is
That's
that
been
right?
very important to me that it be on a sliding scale, especially
I do
nowadays,
too.
because I feel like we are very solidly in a have and have nots.
Mm-hmm.
And so many of my friends who are healers are struggling to pay bills, and so many people who need the healing are struggling to pay bills. So
Exactly.
this is not about the Wayshower function that I showed you is for the premium members who are paying $13.99 a month, but I have committed to always giving a promo code. Try it out. You can go to the
Mhm.
website and upgrade your membership, scroll down to the promo code, and put in try it out. And I've committed to, if anyone asks, I will give them a promo code. So
Okay.
it's just a matter of asking.
Yep, that's how I feel too. I think it's important that we always understand that there's an exchange that's going on in some fashion. And if right now the only exchange I have is to be able to share with others what I'm using, it's still an exchange.
Yes, and that
And at a point of time when I find, oh, now I am able to do a subscription, then I exchange that way too. But this getting out of I have nothing and I have nothing worth, to give you, but I need what you want. No, no. We all are valuable, even if it's our energy exchange of sharing the idea and the possibilities. Oh,
yes,
well, thank you. Thank you so much for being with us today, Karen. I knew it would be fun, and it was. So, listeners, may you be inspired to follow the threads that are tugging at you and let them lead you to your weavings of purpose. Our world needs you. Trust the stirrings. They are the beginning of our new world. It is coming to us. And we invite you for the next episode of Weaving New Paths and share the series with others. So many blessings. Love your work, Caryn.
thank you.
And to our valued listeners, thank you for being with us here in the sacred space of sovereignty, inquiry, and inspiration. As you explore our guests' work, may you also feel the quiet stirring of your own gift, asking to come alive. The world is shifting, and your unique thread of weaving is essential in that great tapestry. If this conversation nourished you, inspired you, pass it along to others who are seeking hope, direction, and also dreaming a new world into being. We invite you back for the next episode of Weaving New Paths, where together we will continue opening the doors to new ways of seeing, being, and collaborating. Until then, blessings.